Good afternoon. Oh, I say, it's another Watch Me Wednesday. Here I am, 1 minute past 12. I didn't do too bad this time. So hello and welcome to this week's live Watch Me Wednesday. I'm still curly, so you've still got me curly. I'm embracing my natural curls at the moment, and I'm even going to try and grow my fringe out, which is why it's all tied back at the moment, because it's too long, goes in my eyes if I do it straight, but pulled back it is, it shows my forehead. But I'm going to see if I can grow it, and we will take it from there. But hello, welcome. We are, I say, live on Facebook. But you may be watching this as a replay, so if you are, you can type #replay, and I'd love to know that you've been watching and hopefully learning something. So let me introduce myself. I'm trying to see again if I've got comments. I had problems with comments last week, but let me introduce myself. For those of you who don't know me, you may have come across me on my YouTube channel, IGTV, Facebook page, Facebook group. I'm everywhere. So my name is Natalie O'Shea, and I am the proud owner and founder of the Card Making Academy. So you can find out all about me there on that website there, www.thecardmakingacademy.co.uk. And as the .co.uk suggests, and probably the accent, I am here in the UK because I know we have a lot of people who watch from the States and Australia, but I am here in the UK. I've just realised I'm a bit, haven't got as much junk behind me now. I have worked like a Trojan the last week to be getting out. I have a team retreat this weekend. So I am a Stampin' Up demonstrator as well, which also means that all the products that I use are from a company called Stampin' Up, and if you haven't heard of those, it's an American company. You can only get products through a demonstrator, so you can't kind of shop on, well, you can shop online with us, but you can't shop online directly, or walk into a craft shop. You won't find Stampin' Up products, but find a lovely helpful demonstrator. There's nearly 60,000 of us around the world, and you can buy products from us. But I wanted to, I've got a little bit to share with you. We kind of do news and notes first before I make a card. But the only thing I've kind of got, well, a couple of things. Let's get rid of that. If you do like any of the products that I am using today, you will see in the description there is links to them individually, which means you can just go and have a nose. That pressing that or clicking that link doesn't commit you to anything other than going and having a look. You can see the price, which the price should be on there anyway. But perhaps you might be able to see other samples as well that are made with the product. So you can click in those links, or you can just go to www.natalieoshea.stampinup.net. That is a direct link to my shop. Click the shop now button and you can look for anything. You can look for those, I always get that wrong, I have to remember in my room where it is. No, that way, there we go. All card and paper and machines and dies, and even the glue I get from Stampin' Up, just because I love the quality. I've been crafting for nearly 30 years now. I love the coordination of Stampin' Up products, and I love the quality of them as well. Crafting is another one of those, you do get what you pay for. Right, so what have I got to tell you about? So we are, I can't believe we're almost at the end of September already. So we have the mini catalogue. The July to December mini catalogue is obviously live. That's very seasonal. The weather is starting to change. I do have blue skies and sunshine outside right now, but and it is warm. It's going to be quite warm the next couple of days, and then it's all downhill. So we are gathering speed into autumn. I quite like autumn. I mean, you can see I've got my jumper on today. I did come down in a t-shirt and it was a bit cold. I haven't gone as far as putting the heating on yet. So yeah, I went and swapped to a jumper and that's it. But I do like autumn. Autumn is, I do like the sunshine of summer, but I do like the snuggleness of autumn. So yes, that's got autumnal and Christmas bits and bobs in. But one thing we haven't done before is have our celebration promotion, and that is currently on. And you've only literally got, what are we on? 21st? 22nd, it says in the top left there. So there's just 8 more days left of celebration, which is basically freebies when you buy, place a large order, host a party, or join our marvellous group, the Stamping Stars. Even if you do it just to get a discount for yourself, or whether you do it to run some basic classes, do a card and a coffee, do this full time like I do, and everything in between, it's entirely your choice. I will say that the majority of people do just sign up for a discount for themselves or their close friends and family, and do that, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. You can do whatever you want to do with it. So there is an extra offer on at the moment if you do want to, or all year round. You can pick £130 worth of goodies of your choice, not preset, for just £99, and that includes your P&P, so there's another saving of £5 there. So almost like 35 quid's worth of stuff for free. You can do that all year round, but during this month, this last 8 days, you get to pick a bundle of your choice from the mini catalogue from a selection of 12, and they range in price from about, I want to say, 27 up to £56. So you could have another £56 for free as well. So if it is something that you are thinking about, please don't hang around much longer, just because at the end of September, £130 worth of stuff for £99, including P&P, is still a good deal. You're still saving yourself £35. Let's not get that wrong. But when you can get £56 a bundle for free as well, do it. do it. And you can stay as a demonstrator and for a few months and see how you fancy it. And if you don't like it, you just go back to being a customer. It's honestly as simple as that. But if you are looking at, I know I've had people join the team the last month and this month who are looking to build a little, they don't know anyone who crafts, they're looking at building a crafting community in their area. And perhaps that's something you're looking at as well. Right, let's get on. What am I going to share? I'm going to change my screen, so there we go, so you can now see my desk and my hands. So what have I got for you today? I have, if you aren't on my email list, then get on my email list. You're missing all the juicy gossip. You'll hear from me once or twice a week. Every Tuesday I send an email which is just inspiration, so there might be some reminders in there, but there's no kind of selling or anything. It's just some pretty things, often with like yesterday's went out with 2 cards and a PDF with written instructions for those 2 cards, as well as 5 other inspirational bits as well, so they're always good to get on a Tuesday / Wednesday. Let's get rid of that off the screen. So they're good, and then I'll obviously send reminders for things as well. So every month, at the beginning of the month, we have Card Club. Card Club is currently closed at the moment. It will be open up again on the 1st of October. Goodness me. But currently we have an online class that is open. So if you want to join me on October the 30th, then come along. Now you don't have to attend in person. There is a live Zoom element to it, and if you can make it and you can join us on Saturday the 30th of October, 10 till 1 UK time, then feel free to come along. There's 2 options. You can join us and just have access to the live class, the videos and the PDF instructions, or you can have a kit. So the kit is going to be using some of the bits that I'm using today. So I'll show you, shall I show you or shall I show you in a bit? No, let's show you now. Let's show you now so you can see. So it's using the beautiful Hello. In fact, let's put that to one side. I'm going to show you 2 of the cards in the class. Whiz. Look how gorgeous that is. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Look how gorgeous that is. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Anyway, that's it. That's your sneak peek. So that is 2 of the cards that we're going to be making in the Harvest Meadow class. And included in your kit, if you're in the UK only, then we have some of the Harvest Meadow paper. That's what I'm going to be using today. So just gorgeous. It's kind of very autumnal or fall if you're in the US on one side, and very like Moroccan on the other, I think. So just beautiful. I mean, look at those. So it's good for any time of the year, so is my point. It doesn't just have to be autumn, but very autumnal, but very gorgeousness on the back as well. So you get a pack of that in your kit. There's other bits and bobs as well. It's all on the link. If you look at the description, you'll see a link. And if you go there, you'll see all the bits and bobs on there. Now, what I'm using in that class, and in fact today as well, is Nature's Harvest stamp set. But you don't have to. You can upgrade to include the bundle and the embossing folder that I've used, but you don't have to. If you have a tall flower image, as you kind of saw on that there, as long as you've got something tall, it could be a tree, it doesn't have to be a flower, you could use that and any other sentiments that you've got as well. We're also using, it's quite heavy on the Nature's Dies. Now this is all of these here. What have I done with them all? I've got, hang on, let's move that there. So we've got 3 long stems that are used. Oh, I haven't put this on a magnetic sheet yet. There we go. A nice branch. This cuts out that image. So if you were to stamp that image, it cuts it out perfectly. I'm showing you that next week actually. Another image to be cut out, and then you get let's put those there. 2 label dies as well, which we aren't using today, but we do use in the class. So you can see those dies that's used in here. So there's cork paper in your kit, there's this beautiful ribbon in your kit, some twine in your kit, some of this gorgeous foil paper in your kit. That's all I'm going to say. And the embossing folder I have used in the class and today is the Time Worn Type embossing folder. And this is just gorgeous. It does match some of the pattern paper as well. But yes, just gorgeous, gorgeous. So let's get on with what we're going to make today. So this is the card we're going to make. Da, 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 how gorgeous is this? And I've called it a floating card. Mornings, Anna. Or afternoon now. I've called it a floating card because it does actually float off the page. So this isn't a whole die cut that's just been raised with dimensionals. It's like, oh look, that's so cool. But I'm making it in different colours. So I've got to get all my prep and bits out the way here. Dun, dun, dun. So you've got all the bits that you need. And of course I've done it Blue Peter style. So what do we need to make this card? So I will be updating my blog this afternoon, which will have all the measurements on. So I don't go through the measurements now, but they will be on the blog. So just check out my socials later when I say, look at this blog post and you'll see the instructions. So just as I always do, it's an A5 piece of card. I've folded it in half to create my A6 card base. I've then got some Misty Moonlight. That's just literally leaves a slither of a white board around. And then I've got some white card that I've run through my embossing machine with this typeface, time worn type embossing folder. So, but it does have words on, and even though you can't actually see most of the words, there are random words you can see. So I don't know if you can see harvest is there. So just bear in mind that when you do this, you might stick it upside down. You may not notice, but somebody will. There are random words. There's happy there that I can see that might be upside down. So that's just cut slightly smaller. So we've got that lovely Misty Moonlight border, but a very thin border there. So again, I'm changing it slightly. And you may have guessed I'm going slightly different colours as well. So, where's my bits? Here we go. I'm going to put those all to one side at the moment because the important bit is this. So you won't be able to see this because it's see-through. Oh, actually, you can see it pretty well on there. So we need some acetate, and our acetate that we sell is called window sheets. It's very thick and lovely. It's great for making boxes out of as well. And all I've said is it needs to be bigger than 9 by 9. It really doesn't matter what size it is. And then you want to cut 7, because I've counted how many fit, 7 1 centimetre wide strips. Now these are varying lengths, look, and they'll go off the piece of acetate. I'm not worried about that. But just if you want to be specific, cut your acetate 9 by 9 and cut your strips 1 inch by 9 inch. And literally all I'm doing now, I really, really recommend grid paper or some kind of mat like this that's got the straight lines on it. So I am going blue. So I'm going to do this and literally I'm just going to glue, so wet glue, and I'm going to stick this and I'm going to use my line, there we go, to make sure I put it on straight. I'll do, and that will glue pretty much straight away. And then I'm going to do another one and glue that, but I'm going to leave a tiny space. Now can you see that when that's straight, I've actually got a little gap underneath, so actually I can line that back up again. It's entirely up to you though, how wide you leave your gap. Completely up to you. You could do it every other one if you wanted to. What have I got next? Let's do that one. Now I'm not going to stick all these on, and you can see the different colours that I've used in the other version. But look, I've got a tiny gap again. So it's just perfect. Because it means those gaps are the same. It means I can make sure they're on straight. And you're going to go on and on. So there we go. Until you've got... she says, it's one I made earlier, but I can't get it. And in fact, I'm going to take a bit off. Hold on. Ta-da! Here's one I made earlier. Now I've got to make sure. So again, this paper here has got script writing over it. So again, just make sure you've not got that upside down. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a die. Now this is the largest die from the layering circles, but you could, it doesn't have to be a circle. This could be any shape we wanted. So it could be an oval, it could be a square, a rectangle, it could even be dinosaur shaped if you wanted it to be. Any die that you've got that kind of cuts out a whole shape, we could even use that one there if we really wanted to. That would work as well, a little bit more intricate, but it would work. So anything that cuts the outline out, but we're going to the circle still. So what I'm going to do is, she says, let's get myself organised. Hold on. Is get my die cutting machine. So I'm going to use my mini one. I've got to try and remember. Right, where are we? 1, 2. Right. I never remember which ones it is. I should really get myself. It does say on there. Right, so I've got my little embossing machine here. I think I've got the right ones. We'll find out. Hopefully it will fit as well. Might have to chop that bit off the top. Yeah, hold on. Depends on the size of your machine that you're using as to that will fit perfect. Look at that. Right, is this my sandwich? Yeah, it feels like it. Right, so I'm just cranking that through, and that should leave us with, did I do my nice one? I did. Didn't do my other one. Right, so I've just, so for this I've just stuck on a really low tack piece of tape. Oh look, that didn't stick very well. We can stick that back on. Is that going to go? Yeah. Right, bear with me. So it's going to cut out this circle. I need to take my bit of tape off. Whoop, there we go. And so if you haven't put glue on all your bit of paper, a bit's going to fall off. So what I'm going to do is just stick that tiny bit back on, which is fine. And you could of course use that elsewhere. If you've stuck your circle centrally and it's all fitted perfectly in the centre, you're all good to go. Right, tweezers I think. Got to get this right. Dun, dun, dun. Right. Might need my other glasses on as well. I think I'm there. Okay, look at that, that's it. So there we go, look, so you can see the back, and you could decide to do it either way. So you could say, actually, no, I don't want blues, I want those colours. So this is the paper on top, but again, if you're more confident, you could have the paper underneath. So this is all solid acetate. Let me get rid of those. What could also happen is, I've seen lots of people do what they call an inlaid floating technique. And so they kind of get to this stage, and then they put another die, a smaller die. So let's just say, for example, this one, and they would put that over the top, which would obviously cut a hole in this. This then gets stuck, raised up, and then you stamp or cut another one of these out, and then you put, so whereas this is raised, you then inlay the whatever it is that you've done. This is a flower stem, and you would put that flat to the card. So that's the inlaid floating technique, but I just wanted floating. So we're going blues. Right, let's start gluing some of this down first of all. So we've got, there we go. So again, making sure once I've stuck this down, that. I've got an even border, but that my words are up the right way. Harvest, there it is. So, always use wet glue just because I don't put too much on though, so it doesn't spurt out the sides. But it does give me this wiggle room now, just to make sure I've got those borders straight. There we go. Now you could put a blending brush or sponge some colour over the top of this to kind of highlight the pattern, but for me this is fine the way it is. I like it the way it is. Right, so now I'm going to get my mini dimensionals, because we don't want to see these, and you can put these behind the strips of paper. I might do alternate. Not sure we need that many on. I'll be here all day pulling the backs off. There we go. And that should do. Okay. So let's pull the backs off of those. Okay. So just step this up a tiny bit with an extra layer. Just brings out the blues. Right, make sure my text is up the right way. That is up the right way. And then again, I'm going to use the lines on here to try and make this as straight as possible. I mean, you could go like that. You could intentionally not try and be straight, but we're going to try our best to be straight. That'll do, I think. That'll do. So you see, it looks like it's floating. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Right, so then I used my die. I've already pre-cut it out. So I just ran, where is it? That die there through the machine to cut out this here, which is going to go down the side here. But don't waste these negative pieces of card as well. Most people kind of cut that off and chuck that away. Oh no, oh no. Because look what you can do with it. Here's a card, just chopping that down the side there and using the negative of your dies. And you can do that with any dies. So as I say, I could have used the negative for that piece as well. Don't just throw that away, you can use that. And as I say, for this bit, you can use this as well. So how simple and gorgeous is that? So that's just an alternative. That'll be on the blog as well. So let's get rid of that. So we are going to, I'm just going to put some wet glue on the bits that I think are going to hit, or enough that will hit. So there we go. I know some of this is going to be, that'll probably do. And then stick that like that. Just going to hold it in place for a second. You could have put some adhesive paper on the back of this before we die cut it out, and then that would all be sticky, but then that would be sticky on there and there as well. Unless you put a strip across the middle. Right, go on, stay in place. So then I want to stamp my sentiment. So my scrap piece of paper, and I didn't know what colour I wanted. So I've done two, but I'm just going to show you what I did. So again, my top tip for this is to just stamp that and then cut it out, leaving a small border with scissors. But I've done this technique before. It's a lot easier for your eye to cut on a pencil line than it is to kind of worry about what's going on and how much space have you left and have you left the right amount. So drawing around it like that means that I've now got, small scissors are the best. I've now got, I'm completely ignoring the stamped bit, and I'm just copying, I'm moving the paper, not the scissors. And I'm not worried if I'm not perfect or not. I have used a very soft pencil, so it will rub out fine. And just colour. I did say I wasn't going to do this, but you know, it's quite satisfying when you get there. And I'm not doing too much cutting out. So there we go. And again, I'm not worried that it's not perfect. It's just a guide, really. So So we'll get rid of that. And then I've got, I wonder what all the fuss was about with these black wing pencils. They seem to be the thing at the moment. I do like it. I have to admit, I do like it. It's got a good rubber on the end as well, or a razor. If you're American, a rubber is something else. We won't go into that. And a razor. There we go. So I made a blue one and a Calypso coral one because I didn't know what I fancied on this one. So let's have a look. What do we think? I don't know. Nice card, great tip to draw around the line. I know, it's top tip, isn't it? Top tip, that drawing around the line. So are we going to go all blue? Or do we want to pick, because that's got a bit of Calypso coral in it, I did a Calypso coral too. So why don't you let me know what you fancy? Do you fancy them blue, which is Misty Moonlight, and keeping it all very blue and tone on tone? Or do we want to pick out that Calypso coral? Let's have a look. I don't know how many of you are watching. I can't see on this. I'm back to an old system. It doesn't show me, but I have something else in there. Janice, morning or afternoon, depending on where you are, or evening. So what should I have? Should I go blue or orange? Misty Moonlight or Calypso coral? I'm going to hang around for a bit because I know there is a delay. And see what you say. But look, just changing the colours, putting a border on as well, makes all the difference, doesn't it? Makes all the difference. I'll bring in that card as well while I'm waiting. Both look great. Well, that's not helpful, is it, Janice? Oh dear, I'm wondering whether it all looks too blue. I quite like it's all very monotone, really. Quite like that. So I might go that, but I do like that as well. Oh, decisions. I think that just picks out the colour. No, I'm going to go blue. I'm going to go blue. Let's do it. So again, just mini dimensionals stuck to the back of that. Very monotone card then. Right, that'll do. And then, there we go. I'm just overlapping that. And again, not picking, I intentionally did pick the lighter blue, darker blue, lighter, darker, lighter, darker, lighter, because I'm a bit OCD like that. So I did alternate. There was some thought that went into that, you know. And there we go. That is today's card. How quick and easy was that? I'm over and done within half an hour today. Goodness me. But you do need some die cuts, or some, I say, punches would also work for that. A punch could work for that as well, depending on what you had. Trees or something like that, you could stamp an image and cut it out and put that if you don't have dies. And again, if you haven't got an embossing machine, then that would work plain as well. It doesn't have to be, or perhaps you've got some textured card that would also work as well. But that's it. So as I say, they're our two cards today. Just stepped up with a little bit of a layer going around, picking out that blue, different colours. And then if you did miss this bit here, this is just the leftover piece from where I cut that out. Just slice down there and put on another card, because waste not, want not. Right, thank you for joining me, everyone. Have a lovely week. I will be back again next, let's put it on me. Hello. So have a lovely week. Try making one of those cards. Super easy and really great, as I say. Yes, I've used a circle, but lots of other shapes could be used as well. I'm a little bit intrigued now, actually, myself, to make one that cuts this out. You'd have to kind of make a rectangle of the stripes and cut that out. I think that would be really effective as well. I'm almost tempted to do that. So thank you for joining me. Any questions, you know where I am. Any products you've seen in the description. If you're not on my mailing list, get on my mailing list. If you love all this, then the Harvest Meadow class is open. That link is in the description as well. As I say, you can join us worldwide and in the class, or just on the replay and PDFs, or you can actually join if you're in the UK and you want a kit. Then you saw bits and bobs that are in the kit, and if you click that link again in the description, you'll see more information about it as well. But that was those two sneaky cards, and I think, Janice, you missed those. Here's two cards we're making in the Harvest Meadow class. Sneak peeks, that's it. That's it. Right, thanks for joining me. I will be back again next Wednesday. I will be updating my blog on Saturday with my second last. No, it is my last Celebration Saturday card. So watch the blog for that as well. And so you can find out more all on www.thecardmakingacademy.co.uk. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.